Hey, cheers, Southern Vermont Vintage. Want to show you guys a few things that we pick up around here at yard sales. Some folks understand the value and will have high pricing on some of this stuff when you find it. But then again, there's plenty of yard sales out there. Plenty of people that have this stuff. Plenty of people that are just looking to get rid of it and don't care about the value of it. We went off to Saturday on my way out. I went over grocery shopping in New Hampshire, in tax-free New Hampshire. Yeah, awesome grocery shopping over there. But still, you only get like 3/4 of a cart for like $400, which is insane. But anyhow, um, along the way, there's multiple yard sales. There's a big route that goes across from Vermont into New Hampshire, Route 9, and just tons of yard sales off either side. And I hit up a couple along the way. My mistake was not having cash on me when I left. So I hit the first sale up, and thankfully everything was very inexpensive. I mean, check out, there's this flower frog here, blue ribbon flower frog. These you don't see very often. I don't think they command huge dollar. Maybe like somewhere in the $20 to $50 range. This is a number 4 blue ribbon. Yeah, you could clean it up a little bit and stuff. Definitely hasn't been washed, and it'd look a little better. But it's not a whole lot you really want to do to them. Folks like them in this original condition like this, so you really don't want to paint it. I know some folks would look at this and be like, "Oh wow, I could clean that up really nice. I could, smooth some things out. I could paint that with some nice new green enamel paint that would last for another, 50 years." But folks like them in this condition, so I personally, I would just wash this up a little bit, but it's going to get sold in this condition here. Um, Pick this up for next to nothing. I want to say almost every item, aside from these here, these were $3. So we'll take a look at those in just a minute. But those were $3. Everything else was pretty much like $1. So this was a really good pickup here for sure. This one here, another flower frog, really unique. I've never personally come across one of these. I'm not even sure if I think I've seen bigger ones, some bigger ones of these in like pictures before in books. I'm guessing this one might have some value. This is like a cast. It's got some good weight to it. A small flower frog inside. That's only, inch and a half. Probably like inch and a half. It looks like it's in really good shape. I would, think you'd see broken or bent petals. Maybe that's just like, yeah, like a stamped. Okay, it is like a stamped steel. Here, these are probably some like weld marks, but it has that like a heavy pin to hold that flower frog in the center. Really nice quality, in really good shape. Another one too that you don't want to change the appearance of it. You want to keep this look here, clean it up some. You can see some goo there. But in real good shape. So another one for another buck there. Who knows? I'm value on this. Not sure. Anybody knows? Feel free to throw it down in the chat. But I would assume somewhere in the $10 to $30 range. This was neat. This was really neat. This here I paid $5 for. But I believe now looking at it a little bit closer, I believe we have 2 items here. I think this might have been broken one time at one point in time, and somebody added this character to the top. I'm not 100% sure what would have been in place of where this little character guy is, but I believe this is like a scrubber, like a tub scrubber for when you're in the tub, like scrubbing your feet. But the thing that gets me is the balls inside. There's 4 steel balls inside. So that's what gets me there. Like, I guess so maybe your parents could hear that you were cleaning yourself. Maybe this was for kids or something. I don't know. Anyone knows? Let me know down in the comments. Maybe I'm totally way off. Maybe this isn't for like scrubbing and cleaning yourself in the tub. I know now, looking at it, that the character on the top has been added to it, replaced from something. But he's really cool. Got like a folk art look to him. I don't know. This was pretty neat. This I just thought was cool. I probably more bought this for myself than bought it for resale value. You know, you do that a lot when you're out shopping. It's hard not to. Let me go check on my lunch here. All right, my stuff will be ready here shortly, so we'll make this fairly quick. Yeah, so you know, I'm under $10 here so far. It's a couple items. This here, so everyone knows silver's going up right now. Price, I think it's going to get to 50 by the end of the year, and that's probably where it's going to stay and want to hover. Is around $50 or so. But these are okay shape. Little loose. Got a little bit of denting to them. A lot of times stuff like this, you can resell it as a pair for more than you could to scrap it. Anybody that's into like scrapping this type of stuff, you know. Let's see, I was looking for, oh yeah, the mark's really faint under there. I don't know if the camera is going to want to pick it up. But you can see how beat up the bottoms are on these. But these are weighted. These have like a cement or clay. So it's a really thin outer layer here. The two of these together stripped might make like 3/4 of an ounce. Probably closer to like maybe ½ ounce. I would have to strip these, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to resell these. These they're too damaged for resale value, I feel. So when I strip them, I'll do a quick little video of stripping them, and we'll weigh the metal and see how much metal we get out of these. Because then it'll tell you, you know, if you're getting, you know, $10, $15, $20 worth of scrap metal, you know what you can pay for them at that point. Me paying $3, I know I'm not getting hurt at $3. There's no way you'll get hurt at $3. A lot of times you do not find these for $3. People see the sterling and all of a sudden they want a bunch of money for them, or they're in beautiful condition and the resale value of them alone and the brand that they are and any type of detail they have on them is worth more than scrapping them. So we'll do a video scrapping these. We'll tear them all down, weigh the metal, and see what we get and see what the value is. But that was a good deal for $3. I saw those, had to grab them. My daughter likes owls, so I bought this for her, actually. It's super heavy. I guess it would be bronze. And I don't know a whole lot about it. Except for the lady, because I bought that at the same place I bought this here. And she had this with it. So owl bell, bird bell. She must have made this in 04. Bell metal bell with an owl cast with the bell for its handle. 3-inch bell, 5 1/4 with handle. 3 Maples antique. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell, Newfane, Vermont. Maybe that's where they bought it or had it on display from. What was she telling me? That they had like a museum. I displayed. Yeah, so I wonder, that's what it was. The leftover stuff from when they had the museum. Okay, it didn't all dawn on me until now. So this must have been leftover stuff from the museum that they had. They had some sort of museum that had, I forget what she said the items all were, but a ton of mix of stuff. Obviously some bells or some metal items and things. So that's what I'm kind of guessing, maybe. I don't know. Wonder if these people are still around. I'll have to check and see. But I don't know. I thought that was really cool. My daughter likes owls, and it's a cool owl bell. Paid $5 for it. probably, I don't know, the metal alone's probably worth the $5 there. There's a lot of metal there. It's super, super heavy. But I don't know, it's probably $20 or something. It almost, maybe something was missing here on the top. No, maybe not. My camera's not focusing in very well here. There we go. I don't know if maybe there's missing something on the top there. But I don't know, that was pretty cool though. Hopefully she'll like that. What I'm really excited for is in here. I couldn't believe I walked up onto those. That was they had at a big farm, a yard sale for the local fire department. So they had music playing, all kinds of stuff. And I picked up, so I asked the lady, I was like, how much is the stuff on the table? She's like, oh, like $1 or $2. You know, we're doing this for the fire department donation thing and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, donation thing. So I grabbed these here, or this one. Nice wooden box and everything. And this is a cross. It says made in Taiwan pen. So that was nice. I figured $1 or $2. And I figured $2 on this probably because, you know, nice brand new, again, cross. So I figured $4 I was up to. And then I found this here. Which I'm not sure who that is or what that's about. But brand new Zippo. So I was like, all right, cool. Everything $1 or $2, $1 or $2, $1 or $2, $1 or $2. Oh, come on, lid. There we go. And then these were both in the bag together. So I figured, you know, a couple bucks. And these stuck out to me because I'm like, okay, those are more than likely going to be gold. And they're 14 and 18 karat. So that's a good score. And one of them has a diamond or a cubic zirconia in the center. So that was a good score. So I'm like, all right, cool, cool, cool. So I walk up to go pay. And the lady looks over at the guy that's sitting in the chair. And he says $15. I'm like, what? I'm like 2, 4. I'm like 6. He's like, well, it's a brand new Zippo. I was like, all right, well, you guys just told me like $1 or $2, everything that was on the table. Well, anyhow, I ended up paying the $15 because, you know, there's good gold there. It was for a donation for the fire department. These here, 99% sure they're brand new. Maybe not a ton of value here in these cross pens or pen and pencil. I don't know what they are. One of them might be a pencil, one might be a pen. I got to take a closer look at them. But the box and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool, whatever. I'll pay it. But to kind of change things up after the fact like that, or when I was picking stuff up to say, well, that item there, you know, is not $1 or $2, not $1 or $2, you know. But so this was cool here. These were wicked cool. I'm gonna pull this out actually. The old lady said that her mom worked at the Smithsonian Museum or did her doctorate thing. So this was her pin. This was a $1 bag. And she said that each year that you were there, doing it, or that she was like an employee there, or doing her doctorate thing, or whoops. Come on, focus in. Let me see here. That you would get these little things to hang on your pin. So I thought those were pretty cool. I figured a good chance that they might be plated. And maybe they used real diamonds. Maybe this isn't plated. Maybe this might be like 10 or 14 karat. So yeah, made sure I hurried up and gave her $1 for that. Or she was like the Zippo people there and changed their mind and stuff. So the container, that was really cool. pretty much everything there, everybody had on their tables was like $1 or $2, $1 or $2 at this place here. I did pay up here though for this. This was a super cool find here, right here. This was a super cool find. I did pay up for this. I paid the lady $10. She told me 5 and 5, and I said, "Nah, here. Let me give you 10, hon." But this was a good little score, I think. There's some pretty cool marbles. This one's really cool looking. Has a really wild pattern. Probably not showing up that well on the camera, but I don't know. There's some a couple older looking ones in here for sure. That one's got like a black thing in the middle, kind of wild looking. So I was like, okay, those were kind of neat. And then there was these. She had these here, which I'm not familiar with this company. Cuneo, maybe? Glass by Cuneo furnace utilizes intricate patterns, delicate colors that cannot be made by a machine. So Italian. Here, I'll put this up. You guys can always pause it to read it. But she had 2 super beautiful marbles. Look at these things. Whoa. Whoa, look at that, huh? Is that an awesome handmade? And it's got the inner cane. It's got the outer like wraps. The inner's got multicolors. 1, 2, 3, 4, like four or 5 colors. The outer is just a single color. But beautiful marble. Beautiful, so beautiful. And then check this other one out. So yeah, I gave her $10 each for them. Like I said, she wanted 5 and 5, and I was like, oh, those are just too pretty. I don't collect marbles. I'm not a huge marble person. I mean, I understand beauty and glass. I like paperweights. Paperweights are more my style for collecting. So I understand here the beauty and the quality and the value in something like this here. So that was a super cool find there. Yeah, I was really glad, happy, and thankful that I had stopped there. One of those deals where your gut kind of just led you to the prize, you know. But yeah, I don't know. That was a few of the things I got caught. I don't want to get this video to go too long and take up everybody's time too much here, just yapping and stuff. But that was a few things you found Saturday on my way out to do some errands. You know, I was doing it. I planned my errands so I can hit up things like this to try to help pay for the fuel on the way out, and you know, help pay for whatever errands I'm going to run. Going grocery shopping, cool. Maybe I can flip some money on the way to pay for the groceries. So I always try to plan things so my routes out and my routes back, you know, maybe 2 different directions on the way, one way out and a totally different way back, so you get to see different free piles or different yard sales. Free pile, let me show you one free pile thing right here. Check this out, guys. This was a free pile, okay? Bag of like Star Wars characters. I think there's a couple that are not Star Wars, okay? Look at this one right here. I think this is the one. I hope. I think it is. I want to say he's worth anywhere from like $20 to $50 to maybe $100. If he was on a card and not open, it's like $100 to $200 piece. And he's in beautiful condition. It seems like he was just probably opened up. Yeah, this is the one because from like 1980 or something, I think. Yeah, it says 1980 Hong Kong on it. But, you know, free pile right there. That paid for my gas right there. Now I got to sell it, but still. Anyone knows what the used value of this is? I don't normally sell these, but because I saw them and they were free in the pile, they're all clean and good condition. I wasn't gonna have to do anything with. I knew I could just probably this pile that's in my hand resell them for $5-10 or add them to another item to make that item a little more pleasing, or to help get a customer to get through that. I got to pay shipping. Well, I get this too, type of deal. You're always trying to sweeten the deal a little bit. And I happened to look through them and I found this guy here. But let me know down in the comments. All right. Southern Vermont Vintage. A few of my finds from over the weekend. Peace out. Much love.